Good morning, grandkids. It's time for another chapter in the Dorkly, the Young Wizard story in a land far, far away. This is chapter 45. King Conley thanked Dorkly for all he had done and his initiative in sending Major Bonester to arrest William and Gertrude. As they were speaking, guards were coming into the court and finding positions for more ample protection of the king. Conley talked with Dorkly about General Farthington and that he had been trying to find out more about William on their homeland, but nothing much of any help had come from that. Finally, he asked, "Could you go outside and tell the guards in front of the doors that there will be no more court meetings until further notice, and for them to be informing the citizens of that as they approach the doors, please?" Excuse me, grandkids. That was a tickle I had to sneeze. Dorkly got up and said, "Yes, sir, I will do that, and keep an eye on things inside and out. No one will get near my king. I've gathered up some other very useful potions and spells from my father's stash, and will not hesitate to use them." "Thank you, Dorkly," Conley said. "I trust in you completely. I feel very blessed to have you at my side. Go, do your thing. I'm going to check on Othello and talk with her physicians. Now that we know what we're dealing with, hopefully it won't be too late for her." I had to raise my mic down because it was still way up there. Sorry. Major Bonester and several guards and warriors surrounded William and Gert before they could get away out in the markets. "You are both under arrest for treason against the kingdom and the king," Bonester said. William started to bluster his way out of this. "What is the meaning of this? I'm on the High Council and have a meeting shortly to get to." "Let go of me." "Well, now, that's just too bad. I don't feel sorry about that at all," Bonester smirked. "Get moving." William and Gertrude looked at each other. Gertrude looked back at Bonester and said, "You're going to regret this. My dad is one of the sons of the king on the mainland," she almost shouted. "Well," Bonester drawled, "that don't bother me a pound. You're still under arrest, and they're very serious charges. Now move it." And he took her arm and jerked her forward. He took them both on into prison, locked them up, actually into the jail, locked them up and went to the palace. The guards at the door let him in, and Conley went straight around the court to the king's sitting room on the court's far side. He grabbed one of the guards and told him to find the king immediately wherever he was at and bring him here, and sat down and poured himself a drink. The guards now knew at all times where the king would be. He hurried over to Inez's quarters, tapped on the door to her sitting room, then opened it. He dropped to a knee, then popped back up, hurriedly and anxious. "Sire, come at once. Major Bonester is waiting for you. The culprits have been jailed, but he also said that he has some shocking news." The guard escorted the king back to Bonester, then stood nearby with some of the other guards. "My king," Bonester started as soon as Conley walked in, "you are not going to believe this. Or maybe you will. I don't know how much you may know about your family back on the homeland." "Well, not much," Conley said. Go on, go on. Is something going on back there? Has something happened?" "Not there," Bonester said. "Here." King looked dumbfounded. "Pour me a drink." After he downed the first drink, he motioned for another. Bonester poured them each a drink and sat back, crossing his legs. Now, Conley went on, what about my homeland and what's going on here? No, wait, let's get General Farthington in here too. And he sent a guard to find him and bring him here. Grandkids, I just wanted to say that I have mixed up majors and generals badly throughout this story. I do want to let you know that it's General Farthington. He's the head of all the guards. General Farthington. And it's Major Bonester, who is right under General Farthington. So if I screw them up some more, please try to remember that, because I'm bad. While they waited for General Farthington, Major Bonester asked, how well did you know your brothers back home, if I may ask? Not very well, really, Conley replied. The oldest was always near the king. The other two were always hanging around the bigwigs in the outer court or out with hunting parties. I was at loose ends and did pretty much what I wanted, including chasing girls, and he gave Bonester a grin as they lifted their drinks toward one another in a toast. I remember that the oldest son, Quentin, never noticed me at all, like I didn't exist. The other two treated me with indifference mostly. We were not a close, loving family. He looked toward Conley, and they tapped their mugs again. He looked at the fireplace across the room and went on. My father, the king there, hardly acknowledged me. Being the youngest, I seemed to be of no importance to anyone. I had a few friends, my best and closest friend being Fairy Farthington. That's why he is with me even now. Anyway, it was a relief when Father gave me my inheritance and sent me away, which was usually done I'm, there we go. I mixed up my papers. I don't know what the heck I'm doing. Half the time, I don't know. That's what was usually done with the youngest son. I had spent most of my life so far on my own, and was actually looking forward to leaving home. He chuckled. I certainly have never regretted it. About that time, General Farthington came bustling in and glanced at the king and at Bonester. Well, he said, as he dragged over another chair and joined them, what kind of trouble is going on? The guard that came for me seemed quite rushed and troubled. The king nodded to Bonester, so he took up the tale. We have discovered that William has been playing some kind of role in a major effort to remove Conley as king, maybe even his death. Here are the things that we know, but we certainly need to know more, and we need your help. But here's what we know for now. A. William has been close to this Gert since his life back on the mainland. B. Gert is the daughter of one of the sons of the king there. We don't know yet which one. C. We know that the king there is Conley's father. D. Someone back there is trying to get to Conley to kill him. It seems that one or all of the sons wants some massive killing all over to take place here, and essentially have Gertrude take the throne as queen. Then they will rule both continents. We don't know which of the sons is her father. But we'll be getting more information as soon as I leave here and get back to the jail. Here he stopped and looked over at the king. Then he looked at Farthington. We need you, Major Farthington, personally go to the mainland, sort of undercover, and find out all that you can. The last time you sent some guards who didn't uncover very much. This time we need you to go personally. Well, well, mused Farthington. Things are certainly changing back home. Yes, I think it would be good for me to go directly. I don't need to go undercover. I have family there, whom I haven't seen for many years. While there, I will be able to find out a lot. Well, gentlemen, this is going to be the most interesting assignment I've had in a long time. And he smiled, and they all lifted their mugs in a toast together. Good, sounds good. We have the culprits in jail, but as soon as the king has time, he will pull them into court to question and sentence them. They'll then be kept in prison until you return with whatever you can find out, Major Bonester said. King Conley stood up from the table saying, Okay, this sounds like you men have a good plan going. Good luck to you, General Farthington, and be safe. And they shook hands. Turning to Bonester, he said, You seem to have everything in hand, and I can't thank you enough. Make sure no one gets to William and Gert. Make sure there's no way for them to escape. I'm really anxious to find out if this is a plot of one of my brothers, or all of them, or even my father. But you handle this, Bonester. And they shook hands. I want to get back to Inez. Maybe plan a private, quick wedding. I want us to be married before more trouble starts. He gave his friends a quick smile, and he turned and left the room. So things are beginning to really heat up, grandkids, and see what's going on when we get into the next chapter. Bye-bye for now.